So anyhow, yeah, I'm back here at Sutton on Sea. Can't be too excited because I'm absolutely tired. I've been up since 5:30, working and then getting stuff ready and that. And but there, we're here. Less of that moaning, plenty more moaning to come, no doubt, even if I don't realise it. Yeah, so we're here at Sutton on Sea. The date is the 10th of July 2020. Tide is out and it's coming in. I always get here at the same time when the water is probably 20 yards in from that breakwater, the pipe. So yeah, Sutton on Sea. This is where we're at. We are hopefully going to catch some fish. It's been blank, and it's getting pressure now. It's pressure just to come. It's hard work coming. You're sat in the garage and you think to yourself, well, what's the point of going? But the crux of my channel is I enjoy fishing, and fishing is the main thing. Filming is secondary. Bloody tide coming quick here, which is good because I get back here right sharpish. So I'll just move all this back, and then I'll move me rod, and then I'll tell you what I've done. Probably wasting the time, probably a load of old squit, but we're giving it a go anyhow. Right, so what I've done is I brought some sardines. Yeah, that's probably why I forgot to put the fish in my fish bag. But what I've done is I've dug a big hole there and I've buried the sardines. They're frozen, but they'll start to defrost, and as soon as the water's over that's all loose sand. Scent will start coming out of that, believe it or not. And I've also done it here. I've also done it here. So we've got, I don't know, 50p's worth of sardines down there. Quite a bag full, big bag. And I've got sardines down there. It's only a short chuck out. I can have one rod out short and one rod out further. Well, as far as I can cast it. And yes, I could do with some casting lessons. Be very nice. Thank you very much. Didn't know you could get them around there. So, yeah. So we're trying that. Now, like I say, I might be wasting my time. Might be like a fart in a thunderstorm, mightn't it? That little bit of scent. But there's more bait under there in that sand than there is on my hook. So you never know. It might work. If it don't, it don't. What have I lost? I think both bags, I think I got them on offer as well. I think they're about 23p, to be honest. for about 15 sprats, and I've got 2 bags of them, so I put them in. I've got loads more sprats at them because winter time I take the sprats in a flask, put them in singular, freeze them singular, and put them in a thermos flask. And then what you can do is you can just bait elastic them on at the river, chuck them in. It's cheap bait, isn't it? I wouldn't say I've caught anything on it yet. I shall try it again this year, and then that'll be it. But I see other people using sardines and stuff. It might work. You've got to try it with the cost of bait, though, haven't you? It does cost a lot of money. So yeah, we're trying that. Let's see if it works. I hope so. Got to try some. I'm clasping at straws. That's what I'm doing. I've got to catch for me. I've got to catch for me because I enjoy fishing to catch. Sorry, Graham, if it's making you sick me walking around like this, but it's tough. You're my mate. You're going to have to watch it. Yeah, look at all that. Boat down there dredging. There's another one out to sea. It's obviously getting sand pumped up. They don't get the sand from here. They get the sand off Norfolk's coast. Off Norfolk coast in the wash. And it'll be in a big ship like that out there. That might not be the ship, but they have a big ship out there full of sand off Norfolk's coast that they've pumped up, and then they blow it onto Mog's Eye, because that's where they're still doing the beach defence. Don't know if they're going to carry on at Hat Off. I don't know. But yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the sea. Hear a bloody dog somewhere. Can't see it. Might probably see. I'm sinking in this sand in the water. So yeah, look at that. That's the sort of water at Galston. Summertime when you used to be a young kid, and used to be school holidays, you'd nip to a tyre garage, because it just used to be a tyre garage back then. It weren't Quick Fit or all in that crap. And you'd ask them for an old inner tube, and they'd give you an inner tube, and it'd be a car inner tube or a lorry one, normally a car. And you'd take it home, you'd fix the puncture in it, because obviously they want you a new one. And then you'd blow it up, and you could blow a car inner tube up to here. And when you're a young kid at school, in the 3rd year at school, that's quite big. And we used to go in the sea with it all summer, 6 weeks in the sea every day. Me and Roger really, and we were in that water the whole time. Cut off jeans, t-shirt, because I was ginger and I used to burn. He used to go brown as a berry. And yeah, spent all summer in water like that, and rougher, but every day, unless it was raining, we used to spend on Galston Beach. It was a lot smaller than it is now. If you look at Galston Beach now, go on YouTube and put in Walk with Tim. He walks all around the areas and show you it, but the beach is quite large now because they've been pumping sand on it to build it up, which is for tourism. But in my day it was a lot narrower, but you had so much fun in it, it was unbelievable. One car in a tube, didn't cost you a penny, and that was your summer holidays. Your mum would give you a bottle of pop and give you a £5 so you could get some chips and stuff, or a couple of quid to give you some chips. And you used to spend all summer in the water in a car in a tube. To us it was surfing. Now there's a surfer out there now. Nowadays you won't get kids doing that with car in the tubes, I don't think. They have to have a surfboard, don't they, or a wakeboard, or whatever they're called. But in our day, car in a tube, lots of fun. And then I found fishing. So anyhow, I'm going to put this off now. Water's coming in again, look. It's the good thing here on this beach, because it's quite flat. There is an incline to it, but because it's reasonably flat, this water comes in so fast, and you're back at the beach really quick. Whereas down at Mog's Eye, well, if you saw that video at Mog's Eye, go have a look at my Mog's Eye video. I mean, bit of expletives in it. I think we've got a bloody horse coming now. Anyhow, yeah, go check out Mog's Eye. That beach took ages for the water to come up to the bloody main part of the beach where you want to fish. I was there all bloody day waiting. Felt it anyhow. Right, going to concentrate a bit now and put this camera down, turn this off, and I'm going to concentrate on my fishing. I've walked back now 3 times with this rod and tripod because the water zooms in really quick. Reeled in my first cast, nothing on the hooks. It'd been eaten, full squid gone. So I'm using that Innova bait elastic, and it's the fine one. Don't like it. Every time you put some pressure on it, it snaps. So I think I'll just use that for worms and stuff like that for when I'm baiting on something soft. So I'm glad that I've brought in some proper elastic that's just on the tube. Yeah, I like the Innova thing, but I'm going to put the stronger elastic in, the medium or the strong. So yeah, no bait on that. Casted back out, low and left again. We'll get there. After about the 4th cast, at least it'll be going out straight, and it'll go out 100 yards plus. So that's the main thing. Probably not far enough. Probably that's my problem. Perhaps 110, 120 yards isn't far enough. But everyone I talk to say that they only check out 40, 50 yards. And they get bass, and well, obviously get bass. There you go. Could be in for a dogfish, couldn't we? But I've been told the dogfish turn up before the smooth hounds. I don't know how true. These fish are all in the water, aren't they? They're all out there at the same time, but they're in different numbers. Ooh, crikey. Ooh, crikey. I've got a bite. That might be the tide, mightn't it? So long, I don't know what a boat looks like. isn't he?
Snappy Alsatian, maybe? Snappy Alsatian?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Oh, I've got a fish. Talk to you, I've got a fish.
Hey!
And I ain't even shouting, am I? And I ain't even shouting. He's going to spoil me. Look at that. Nice little bass. Schooly bass. Ow, you bugger. He got me. Yeah. So we'll get him put back in. So that's my second cast. And I've caught a fish. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. I've got a bucket here. There was a woman back there on a horse, and she got a lovely little dog, and I was asking what sort of dog it was, and I thought my rods keep banging, but my weight's out of the water, and yeah, little bass. Thought he had a bite. See him in there? Just recovering. We'll give him a couple of minutes in there, and then we'll have another one. You alright? Pardon? Just a small bass. Yeah, just pricked me. He's in there recovering.
I didn't know we got bass.
Yeah, bass. Hopefully get smooth hand tonight.
A what?
Smooth hand. Small shark.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, they've been catching £17. But
So what makes it fishing on?
just squid at the minute. I ain't afraid anymore, that's it now today. I've checked the metal. Can't go nothing in it. Well, I've got my gear in now. I can't believe it. Look how calm I am. I've caught a fish with my second cast, a nice little schooly bass. Look how calm I am. It'll hit them in a minute, won't it? And then I'll start running around like a flipping loony. Well, that's the pressure off, isn't it? Let's go get him returned. And I'm going to return him in the bucket. I'll turn this so you can see. believe it. Low and left with your cast is the order of the day. I've now hit that one out and let go at the right time, and it's gone out about 120 yards. Might have gone out a bit more, don't know, I'll have a look in a minute. Brilliant having a bucket. Handled it a little bit to get it off the hook, and then little bass. I thought he had a bite, it was banging, it was knocking. So now I know that that's a bass bite. When I saw that bloke hut off with the smooth hand bite, the rod was bouncing about like billio, so I know the difference now. But second cast, bass on squid. There was only a little bit of squid, it was some of that Indian squid. I put two bits together. Oh, bloody brilliant. There's water coming in now. Bloody sun's behind the cloud and all that's coming over here. Now I'm going to have to put my jump coat back on, ain't I? But push comes to shove, I can always go to the van. I brought my beach shelter, you see. I'm here all night. I might go back and get it actually. Who's the bloody king of the fish now, eh? Yeah, I've caught one on the second cast. No, I don't catch too many. I don't want too much hard work today. I like sitting on my box and crying in me coffee. Woo. Might put this rod up behind. I can't believe I aren't jumping about. Ooh. I'm not paying attention now, am I? Got some fresh water in my bucket. I chucked that fish back in the water, so it left the bucket and went straight in the sea, and then it just swam off. It's gone. It's good to have a bucket. You can put the fish in, let it recover. You often see people don't do it, and they put the fish in the water and it'll start coming back because it's disorientated and stuff like that. But you know, obviously if you've got great big congers and stuff off the beach, you can't really do a lot about them. You can't get them in a bucket, can you? But great. Hey, second cast, and I've caught a little schoolie bass. I'd say it was probably about 12 inches. Prick me. But we've got a fish, haven't we? That's the blank other. Blankety blank blank. All gone. And there's possibilities for more fish, isn't there? I'm fishing here tonight. High tide, I haven't told you this. High tide is at 11 o'clock. And, well, it's 10:58 if you want to be precise. And they're neat tides, so they don't go out as far and don't come in as far. But yeah, look at all that cloud up there and that. It don't look like it's raining, but if it is, I'll have to put my coat on. So yeah, I'm at high tide's at 10:58. We'll get there in a minute. And I'm fishing up to high tide and down into Saturday morning. And now I've caught a fish here, I might, if I catch more fish here, I'm stopping here. But my plan was to fish here until like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. Then I was going to go to Hut Off and fish Hut Off. But if I'm catching here, that might be the one and only fish today, mightn't it? Like when I was at Salt House, I pulled out a nice bass. Nice bass. And never pulled that in. Oh yeah, I did. I've got some flounders, I think. Anyhow, go watch that video. Yeah, go watch that video as well after you've watched this one. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe if you're watching the channel. I'm not gonna ever not put up videos, if that makes sense, because people aren't subscribing to my channel, and I ain't removing videos like some people do. Some weird people about it, isn't there? But yeah, if you're watching my videos, If you find me boring, don't you? But I must make you laugh sometime. If I fall over or something, or prick my finger, cry like a baby. Yeah, give us a subscription. It's all free. I mean, if you're from any Norfolk people out there that watch my channel, you should be subscribing because it's free. Christ. I know what Norfolk people are like. And subscribing's free, so yeah. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, share these videos to the world. Anywhere, I don't care. Just share them. Let me channel grow. That's all I ask. We'll see different places around the country if you watch my channel. Once this lurgy's gone away, I will be travelling around. I'm going to try and travel about a bit now, when I can. And we'll get more fish around the country and show you a bit more of the country. So. Yeah, so I've come further to the left of that pipe and I've caught a fish. I've been there 4 times. The 4 times I've been, there possibly weren't any fish there. I don't know. You know, there has to be fish in front of you to catch. But I've come to the left of this pipe now, further than I ever have. Caught a bass. Absolutely spot on. That could be another one, couldn't it? Unless it's the tide, because the waves are crashing on the line. There's a little bit of weed, which isn't a problem, it comes off. But yeah, there's a little bit of weed. And it's dragging my line down and the waves are hitting it, so I think what you're seeing on the rod there, or what I'm looking at, is just the waves. I'll get there in the end. What I like about that rod is it's got a glass tip on it and it's very sensitive and you can see it tapping away, so hopefully it'll help my fishing. that, but someone had a bite at the squid. But I just overhead bumped that one, literally behind the last breaker, because I casted the last one over 120 yards, maybe a bit more, according to the spool measurements, and you saw all the weed on that. So what I think I'll do is I'll fish in short, because it was in short where I caught the bass. There's a bit of weed on that line already, look. The weed's alright, it comes off alright, it's that white stuff, you know, this shit. If it was Mayrot, I think I'd be going but it's not. Them clouds will have dissipated, look, they're over there now. So I might go get the beach shelter later, but I want to get set up camp air now. Tide won't come in very far, so I'll probably set my camp up over there, but there isn't much wind at all, if any, and yeah, there isn't much wind at all, so I might not even have to bury it in the sand. Might just have to put it up. That'd be quite handy. Matter of fact, I'm going to go get it anyhow, get it set up in there, because I've got a Czechoslovakian army cook pot which burns methylated spirits. As long as I've brought that, I don't know if it's in it. Shit. So sorry about that. But yeah, now look, line's down, there's some weed on my line, and the line is down. But hey, it's not blank, all the pressure's off. All that pressure of not being able to catch a fish and all this, that's all gone. It's faded away. But now what will happen is as the session goes on, it'll get to the point where I don't catch any more fish and the pressure will come back on. You know, the pressure's only off on your last fish, isn't it? But yeah, I'm chuffed to bits. I've caught a little bass. It'd be nice if it was a great big one, but then I think I'd put it back. So, tired. I am tired. Here. Two on each side now. Made a new shaft, got a new shaft. Bit of 12mm stainless steel. Threaded both, cut it to length, threaded both ends and bolted it on. That trolley cost me £24. The wheels cost 20 quid. The metal shaft I got for nothing, so absolute bargain trolley. It's now started to rain. So let me put it this way, I'll end this now and I'll bring you back out when it stops raining. I need to get a coat on. some people fishing down there. I don't know if you can see them. I think I can see a tripod. See, there's a car park over there, and you can park in the car park and then walk across. But I'll just park on the road. Well, sit rep. One bass caught. Moved back. Kept fishing quite well. And then when I built my second rod up and reel and cast out and everything, not so much fishing. Because obviously I'm putting a rod together, reel, I've got to get another rig up and baited up, so I've got a spare rig always baited. That's the next job. There is seaweed. You just saw me pulling it off there. This battery's going to run out in a minute. So there's lots of seaweed, which is hanging the line down, weighting it down, which makes it hard to see the bites. But we will carry on, onwards and upwards. We're going to catch more fish. We've got to, haven't we? Because look at that. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Don't know if to get my beach shelter or not, or just rough it. I normally rough it. I've only had the beach shelter up once. But doesn't look like any more rain. There's not any rain forecast for through the night into Saturday morning. It's supposed to be nice. So, yeah, that's it up to now. There's lots of seaweed, and obviously it impacts on the fishing a little bit. But I am not casting out very far at all, because the further you cast out, the more seaweed you get. This water gets to about 1.5 meters, 2 meters. I don't know what it'll get tonight, because I don't know what the tide is. It's 5 meters something, isn't a big tide. So whatever happens, we get a good depth of water. So 40 yards out, we'll be into some fish if there's any fish. And don't forget, I've got my 2 piles of buried sardines out there, which will be emitting beautiful flavours for fish. We can only but try. Haven't had any more bites up to now. That's just the way it goes, isn't it? But the sea is calm. It got a bit rough as the tide was coming in. A lot more breakers. But it's calmed down a bit now. But there is weed out there which is weighing my lines down and not letting you see the bites so easy. What I've struck this up for is I want to show you my rig. Now it's just, there's the breakaway pulley clip to a bent Gemini clip on a swivel, and it goes down to a breakaway imp. But these hooks, the new hooks, now these hooks are mustard hooks, and they're called mustard ultra point, as all mustard hooks are, I think, called ultra point. But these are called big guns. Yeah, that's better. They're called big guns. They're very strong. You could pull out a ling with these. A conger, anything. Huge hooks, and they're offset as well. I've got them for codden and for when I catch a ray. When I catch a ray, you never know. Well, I'll catch a ray one day, won't I? That's better. I'll catch a ray one day. But I just want to show them hooks. I'm right impressed with them. And where I buy them from, they're £2.50 cheaper for a box of 25 than what you can get on eBay. I'm quite fortunate because my tackle shop is mainly geared up for carp fishermen. So a lot of the sea gear has been in there a long time, and it's still got the original pricing tickets on of when they put them on the stand. And I'm quids in because I'm buying hooks at sort of like £3, £2.50 cheaper than anywhere else. It's brilliant. So I'm just buying them up, and I really do like them hooks. But we'll see what they're like. But they're really sharp. Wouldn't want to get one in your finger. And the lugworm. Let me show you this lugworm. I've always struggled with lugworm. I buy lugworm off a chap called Dud in Chapel St Leonard's, and he sells good lugworm. But this lugworm is from my tackle shop. Look at them. That's their new batch in. Absolutely fantastic. Look how pliable it is. Look. Them last lot of lugworm in all my other videos, they were like bloody licorice. These, look at them. They're all fantastic. So I bought 4 today, 4 wraps, and I got quite a few more in the shop. And at 4.30, and they charged me £4. There was a nice bloke in the shop. They aren't all nice, but he is. This bloke is really nice. And yeah, I'm going to get some more of them, because Dud, who I have bought quite a lot of black lug off, and I've got a wrap here actually, and I've got loads in the freezer. He ain't got any more black lug. He's sold out. He can't get it. Crab. He can't get crab either. He can get crab, but they're very tiny. And he say he's not going to buy them because it's not fair on the customer, and they want £6.50 for them as well, and they're tiny, like the size of an old 10p. So I've got plenty of crab, because I bought 12 or 14 packs of crab off Dud when he had the good stuff. I've also got a load of black lug off Dud, squid also. But I'm now going to buy these black lugworms. I'm going to go back there and purchase the bloody lot if I can, and just fill my freezer up, because I will use them. They don't go off in the freezer, and if I don't use them during summer, as soon as them cod start coming, I'm going to have plenty of bait in there. I've also found, through a chap telling me on the Humber in my last video, talking to a chap there, and he told me to go on eBay and just put in ragworm on eBay, and you'll find that they deliver the next day. £12 for a pound of rag. Well, I quite like ragworm, so I shall be doing that. But I've tried to do that in this session, but I just didn't know where I was going, didn't know if I was going, you know, and once you ordered your rag and you get it, you've got to go, ain't you? And I don't particularly want to fish in the rain. I don't mind coming and start fishing and it rains and you get caught in the rain, not a problem. But I don't want to start the session off in the rain. So yeah, so anyhow, that's the hooks. Really chuffed with them. Look really good, really sharp. And the lugworm, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Can't wait to purchase them and get them in the freezer, so I've got good bait, and then just get some fresh bait when I need it to try it when I go to Norfolk, because I'm going to go down to Norfolk in August and go fishing there. I can go to West Runton along the coast, and there's a tackle shop there. They sell ragworm and lugworm, so I shall just get fresh bait from there. Anyhow, we're getting a bit dark and dusky now. Tom will be able to brighten this up with his computer settings, but a little bit of a breeze blowing round your luggles. Time is 9:41. So high tide is at 10:58. So we've got another hour. So I don't think the water's going to come up too far. And What's amazing is those boulders over there from the drain. The big one, which is about, I don't know, 1.3 metres. You can still see the top of it. So tide ain't going to be as high tonight. It'll be a 5 metre tide, I think. But hey, don't matter, does it? There's going to be fish down there because that must be a metre of water there now. Once you go out 20, well it is, because that's 1.3 metres. So you go out 40, 50 yards, you're into 1.3 metres of water. Now I've got to concentrate on these fishing rods. I've got some crab as well. Perhaps that's why I didn't put the mackerel in, because of the crab. So I've got 3 crabs. They're old crabs. I bought them last year, I think, or the year before, when I just started fishing. They're them velvet swimming crabs. But they're peeled. They're in there, frozen. Well, they'll be defrosting now. So I shall put them on soon. But I want the weed to stop. There's a lot of weed about. And I need that weed to stop because I don't want to cast out 100 yards and pull in 100 yards of weed. So we've had a fish. Nice little silver bass. But we haven't had any more. But, you know, can't be greedy, can we? No, we can't be greedy. Anyhow, I shall be back in a bit when I've got something else to say. Got to start pausing and start staring about. Tom will have to put some tumbleweed behind me when he... Those God almighty. Well, those these they're them little Indian squid, and I've got a couple of bags left of them, and I've got a 1 kilo box of them. But they're very handy for tipping off because they're only small. Like, you can use the whole body and it's like a tiny bit of squid, and then you got the heads that you can hook. So yeah, but I'll show you. There's the black lug. And that's in a little tiny Indian squid there, just to tip off the bait, so that that keeps the lugworm on a bit better. So yeah, they're bloody brilliant, I think. Obviously they're no good if you want to squid and put squid on a hook, and so you got a big bait. No good for that, but they're brilliant for tipping off. So cod season, black lug, squid, get them little Indian squid. Same for if you're catching dabs or flounder, or if you're going to the EUBC fishing competition on the Holderness coast. That'd be brilliant, because I think the best bait in that competition is black lug and squid. Yeah, so if it's the only squid you can get, don't worry about it, just buy it. That's what I just caught that bass on anyhow. Well, here we have my, it's not getting any sand in it, got my stove there, just a methylated spirit burner, and then you get two saucepans. You get that one there, that one, and this one. You also get lots of little bugs. Which ain't great because they could jump in my bloody water. I should have put it in that saucepan and put this lid on. But yeah, making a coffee. I've got these. So just be something nice to that is bright, that. Can't get any sand in that. Yeah, it's just something nice to have, isn't it? It just makes you feel as though you're at an expensive hotel, doesn't it, on the beach, having a nice coffee. I can see some lights down there on the beach which will be hut off. And I'm just wondering whether it's Lee, because Lee's at hut off today, right as we speak. I'm at Sandylands and Lee's at hut off. I think he's fishing with a friend, and I haven't seen that he's caught anything yet. He hasn't put anything on Facebook anyhow, so let's hope he catches. He has a long trip, as a lot of us sea fishermen do. You've got sea fishermen like I used to be that are lucky to live by the sea, and it's a cycle ride or a walk or a short car journey and you're fishing. But a lot of sea fishermen have to travel a long way, and Lee travels a long way. I think he's a couple of hours or just over to get here, probably over. So a lot of commitment, and it's always nice if you catch, because then it makes it a little bit more worthwhile, doesn't it? You've had a nice day or a nice night fishing, but it always put this the cherry on the cake, isn't it, if you actually catch. And I've got my catch over and done with. If I get more, that'd be brilliant, but it seems to have quietened down a bit. The bass I caught on them small Indian squid, I was chucking out big squid as well, didn't catch anything on that, and I'm now chucking out these lugworms with the Indian squid, tipping it off. But the lugworm are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'm going to the shop tomorrow and I'm going to pay the £4.30 for a wrap. I will be cheating, say if I'm buying all these I'll get some discount, but you never know your luck. If the chaps who I normally see's in there, I'll be alright, but I'm buying the bloody lot. If there's a shortage of lug, if Dud's got trouble getting lugworm, and he told me today he hasn't struggled getting black lug for 10 years, and it must be this this lurgy thing going round, and fishermen are probably panic buying and buying all the bait up. So I think I'll do some of the same. It's a nice night. I was going to get me beach shelter, but the wind that there is it's not bad. and if you pull your hood up on your fleece, then that deals with it, so there's no point in getting a shelter. And to be honest, I've never ever fished with a shelter, well, apart from Mog's Eye, which I then had to take it down. Always seems a bit of something else to carry in it, but I've fished winter in snow, hail, rain, on the beach, just stood there with a coat on and some waterproofs, and that's been the fishing. So you just get used to it, don't you? But I have got my shelter, I will use it. I haven't bought it not to use it. So if the wind was a bit stronger tonight and it was chilly, I think I would be in it. I would have gone and got it earlier when it was daylight. Yeah, I can see someone walking around down at Hut Off with a head torch. Now my mate Steve, who I used to fish with a lot until I stopped fishing, he's just texted me and said to me he could have come tonight if he'd have known. Well, I was texting him in the garage and talking to him about going fishing. Well, I might not have been talking about going fishing, but I was talking about fishing. He never said, well, next time you go, give us a shout. It's always best if you got someone with you when you're fishing overnight, because I could sod off to the van at 2 in the morning and go have an hour's kip. Yeah, I could go and have an hour's kip, and then I could come back and carry on fishing, and then if Steve's with me, he could then go and have a kip, couldn't he? Sit rep. It's high tide, 22:59. I'm a bit miffed really that I ain't had any more bites. I thought with catching them on the second cast there might be a shoal of them out there. Unhooked it and put the fish in a bucket of water and then cast it out straight away to make sure I was out there. But yeah, nothing else. The bait's brilliant. I ain't got a problem with my bait now. That bait is fantastic. I keep checking my rods. Anyhow, is my water boiled? No. But I'm getting all the bubbles on the bottom, look. And we've got steam. Once we get out to a roll and boil, I'll put my coffee in. But I've got nothing to stir it. I'll use me Tronics Pro de-hooker, because it's absolutely crap at unhooking fish, or I can't work it out, and I'll use that to stir my coffee because I ain't got a spoon. Anyhow, that's the update on the fishing. There ain't been nothing else. No, nothing. Okay, sorry about that, but I just turned around to check my rods. So I'll bring you back in I won't bring you back in a bit. I'll be back in a bit when I see fit. I'm walking down the beach now, and the tide is going out. The time is 1:30. I've got crab on one hook, one rod, and squid on another. I shall be pulling the crab in shortly because it'll be washed out, and I shall be baiting up with just squid only, and that's all I'm using now is squid. Might put a bit of lugworm on it when it gets daylight, but for now it's just squid. Hope you can see me. I don't just like to film and just have a picture of my face in the camera all the time. I like to have some background, but there isn't a lot of background because it's dark. I'm hoping that with these lights and Tom's editing, I'll be able to brighten it up and get some shots of the rods. It's quite a shame really, because and don't think I'm moaning, because I'm not, but I caught the bass on the second cast and things were looking good, and it's been quiet ever since. Hadn't had a single bite. I don't think Lee has still caught anything off. He's not put anything up on Facebook yet that he's caught a fish. I hope he does catch a fish, because it puts a lot of effort into getting to the sea, to the beach, to actually go fishing. I've started turning the lights away from the sea onto the rods, and then I'm stood there talking instead of the lights all pointing out to sea, because I know it sounds stupid, I'm casting probably 60-80 yards. I don't think these lights are going to penetrate out there, but anything to possibly not scare a fish, really. The water's nice and calm. There's every possibility of catching a hound tonight, or this morning, should I say. The moon's going to come out in a bit. It's gone behind some clouds. That'll actually brighten everything up a little bit then. There's a light up in the sky that's moving like this, really fast. It must be a satellite. I shall, you're how bright that is. That's a bit better. Well, I shall be back in a bit. It's, I'm filming the best I can. I've got some lights. I have got another light, but it's over there, back at my kit, where my sea fishing box is. But, you know, it's been a great day, great night. I've caught blanked. I've actually caught what most people would say a proper fish. I think any fish is a proper fish, personally, whether it's not an eel or a bass. Never caught a hound. That's my, oh, and by the way, that's my first bass of the year. So that's another species on the 2020 list. So chuffed about that. Let's put that to bed anyhow. So any other fish now, bass is took the pressure off, really, hasn't it? I can't remember the last time I fished with anybody. I've had quite a few offers for people to fish, for me to fish with other people, and I'm really appreciated of that. I do enjoy fishing with company. For whatever reason, like if I got tired tonight, I could nip back to the van for an hour, and if whoever was with me was getting tired, they could nip back to the van or their vehicle and have a kip as well, couldn't they? You know, and you can look after each other's gear, can't you? So that's a good thing. Bit of chat, bit of banter, pick up some tips from each other. You know, it's all good. So yeah, thank you to all that have said that meet up and fish. I will do it. It's just at the minute I've got a property that I need to get ready for letting next week. I haven't seen the property yet, but I mean it could be an absolute shithole. And it might take a week, 2 weeks to do. But again, it might be a quick job, just flash over with paint and job done. And then in August I've got another house to do, so I've got my caretaking job to do as well at the school. But I do try and get a day during the week where I can go fishing, and just lately it's been Fridays, because I can fish into Saturday then. But you got to do your jobs when they come up, don't you? You know, it's all money, isn't it? And then when it gets quiet, you can then go fishing once or twice a week. That's the benefit of my job. when I haven't got so much on, I can do the jobs, if they aren't urgent, around what I want to do. And it's quite nice at the minute. Don't know how long I'll be able to do it. But it's all about, you could be dead. You could be dead in 6 months, couldn't you? That's the way I look at it. I've done 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, doing 80 odd hours a week. I've done all that. I think that's why my body's getting knackered. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, got some work coming up, and when I've got work coming up, I can't go fishing. I have to get there in the morning and work until I've had enough or knackered, and then leave. So if I'm going to do any fishing when I'm doing these houses, it's going to have to be at night time, I'm afraid. Well, I ain't afraid, it's just something I've got to do. And then I'm on holiday, hopefully going to the Lake District, if all this restrictions and stuff get lifted. But we ain't heard from the landlady yet about the cottage. There's a couple of new places I want to go fish up in the Lake District, and looking forward to it, really. So anyhow, that's enough of all that. I am getting tired, and me tabs are getting a bit chilly, but then they would do because they stick out a bit. Them rods are dormant. I'm going to walk out because the tide's gone out further. I'm going to walk out, reel the rods in, and cast out again. So I'll be back in a bit. Well, turn that down. Well, time is 3:54. In 46 minutes the sun will come up. You can see that we're getting a bit of a sunrise now. You can see the sun's coming up, but it's another 46 minutes before it actually appears, and it's bordering on unfishable, in my opinion. I've just casted out my right hand rod, and what's happened is within 2 minutes the seaweed, it's just weighing the line down. There's that much seaweed on the line, it's unreal. Look, you can see it dossing around there. Look, there's my line, there's the seaweed. Look, I would say it's not very deep out there, actually, to be honest. And I've literally just casted this rod out, the left hand rod. Hang on, I'll walk into my line in a minute. There. And we got weed on that straight away, and it's weighing the line down. Literally just cast that out. It's a shame, really, because it ain't too bad. It's not too cold. And I'm just looking forward to the sun coming up and feeling a bit of warmth. Trouble is, it's got to get in the sky a bit first, hasn't it, before it starts emitting some heat. But it'll be a bit of a power boost, won't it, for the sun to come up, because it'll be a bit of a morale boost, isn't it? Power boost. Sound like a bloody battery pack. So yeah. Probably should have cleared off earlier in the night. I could have got them, and I probably could have got 4 or 5 hours kip in bed, and been refreshed for Saturday, really. But no, I wanted to see the sunrise. And get it on film from the beach. Done it from the river, just want to do it from the beach for the video, really. And yes, I've carried on fishing the whole time because the chap that I spoke to at Hut Off the other week, a couple of weeks ago, he said you've got to fish the tide going down, you've got to put the effort in, and you'll be rewarded. Well, I've certainly put the effort in. My legs ache, my back ache, I can't sit down because my blue box is all the way up there on the beach, probably about 400 yards away. So I've put the effort in and I haven't been rewarded. It might be different if there weren't seaweed about. I might actually be able to see something. But that's the way it is, isn't it? We've had heavy seas for the last few days, and it's now calmed down, so you're going to get seaweed, aren't you, that's kicked up and needs to settle. More seaweed going up the line. Comes off easy enough, it's just a pain in the arse. Look at it wafting about there. It's like a bloody poltergeist, isn't it? Look out on the sand. Seagulls have started to fly around because it's now getting daylight. The beach is lightening up. I can actually see all of the beach and I can see my box properly now. So it's weird how a little bit of the sun isn't even up yet, but it's emitting enough light to light that beach up. Fishing full squid on the same rigs that I've used all night. I guess I was very fortunate to hook that bass because there ain't been any more. Why they call them schoolie bass I don't know, because that one was obviously been kicked out of school, and a bit of a loner I suspect, but at least we're caught. It's not a blank. It's been a great night. The moon's been nice. Got a sunrise to look forward to. My feet are cold. I need to bring a spare pair of socks for these wellies, and my back ache. I ain't too tired at the minute. I am looking forward to that must be seaweed on it because that ain't a bite surely. Well, let's have a look. We'll reel it in. We'll stick you down there. Is that still recording? Right, let me show you what weed is like. I'll show you what the weed's like. And this weed is on my stock, on me leader knot. Oh, I started to limp now. Got hips like my mum. Gonna need new ones. Look at all this weed here, look. Look at it. Do you see that? All that weed? Look at it all. How am I supposed to... Look at that. How am I supposed to actually pull my line in with all that weight on? I mean, this bit here, I mean, that's nothing, is it, compared to them little bits up my line? Look at the state of that. Jesus, look. Can you see that? It's just humongous, isn't it? Well, I better start pulling it off, Anna. It's an absolute joke, isn't it? I might just fish one rod at the minute. That other rod is going to be the same. In matter of fact, it's nearly bending over. Need to sort that out. Right, well, what I'll do is I'll be back in a bit once I've gotten rid of that huge mound. Well, this is my foot. That's my foot. That, all this seaweed here that I pulled off and then decided just to cut my knot and leader and everything. And this, that's my foot. And all this. Yeah, that, look at the size of that. And this, that'll come off my right hand rod. This over here, this come off my left hand rod. Look at it. I mean, that's my foot. And that lump over there as well. Oh, look at all this seaweed. That's come off my lines. So what I've done is I just cut my leader knot on the side of the leader and my main line. My hip's gone. And my main line. Reeled the main line in, pulled the leader out, and then I've retied. But if that weed is out there now, I mean, you can see where the waves are crashing. It's really shallow there. If all this weed is here, it's unfishable. Look, this is what's on my... This... I mean, most people moan about that, don't they? Yeah? I've got all of that. Look at the state of it. It's like a great big anaconda. Right, I'm going to sort that out and then... Oh, what do I do? I might leave this rod there and take that rod back, put it away, and it'll be sunrise soon. It's nice, isn't it? It's just a shame the seaweed's turned up. I mean, I ain't catching nothing. Perhaps there's too much seaweed in the water, I don't know. That's a stupid thing, isn't it? Fish live with bloody seaweed, don't they? Oh, it's just one of them things, isn't it? I've got a bloody rig baited up as well. Oh well, you can't have everything, can you? We've got a fish. It's not been a blank. That's the main thing. Sun's coming up there. I think some sunlight there, low down. I think the sun's coming up. It said east was over there on my iPhone. It's always a slice of cake out. Always. So I don't know how Lee's getting on down at Hut Off, whether he's been weeded out, but I was going to fish the tide up and probably leave about 10 o'clock, but I don't think I'll bother. I've enjoyed the night. I'm going to see this sunrise come up. I'm going to get this packed away now. I'll be back in a bit. Well, I ain't gone yet, have I? Wash them feet. Well, I've chucked that out because the bait was still alright on it, you see. Yeah. Thanks everyone that's subscribed. It means a lot for you to subscribe to me. I do appreciate it. I wouldn't say I appreciate it if I didn't. That's one thing that I don't do, is that I don't tell fibs. So yeah, it's appreciative. And sometimes I don't understand why people do subscribe, to be honest, because sometimes I do waffle on like I'm doing now. But I mean well, and I try my hardest at fishing. Been nice to have caught more fish, but at least I've caught one. But just catching one's a bit of a fluke, really, isn't it? It's, but I might be getting better. You've got to hope that you're getting better, ain't you? But yeah, thanks to everyone that subscribed. It means a lot. And yeah, stay subscribed, please. And if you watch the videos, like I say, subscribe. It'd be great. Next time I go fishing, I think I'll be going across the River Humber. I was meant to go across the River Humber today, last weekend, and the weekend before, including the Friday. But weather was bad. I had an MOT on my van, and I only got it back late on Friday, so I didn't go fishing then, and then it started raining. So I think the next time you see me fishing, it'll be either Easington, Tunstall, Mappleton, or Hornsey. That's where I'm going. It'll be a bit different. I've fished Easington and Hornsey before, but that was last year. But normally when I go across the Humber onto that Holderness coast, I normally always catch, apart from the Hornsey time. But yeah, it'll be interesting, and it'll also hopefully produce some fish. So anyhow, that's it for now. Thanks a lot. I've said it all many times, too many times, and I'm sorry for saying it too many times. And the only time you'll see me is if I've got a great big dogfish or smoothhound on that rod, or a small bass, anything really. Just chuffed to catch anything. And I was a bit subdued with that bass, weren't I? And the reason I was probably subdued with that bass, because I haven't caught for like 4 or 5 trips, maybe even more. I was talking to a woman on Norse about her dog, because he was quite a knobby little dog, and she didn't know what sort of dog it was. It was a Heinz 57, I think. But I then started feeling the rod as I was reeling it in. I started feeling a bit of head shakes on the line, and I thought, I've got a fish. And I had to, it just threw me, because I was talking to her about a dog. And yeah, I think that's the quietest I've been catching a fish. So see you later. I'm done, and I hope you enjoyed the sunrise. It'd be nice if it was a great big one, big one, big one, big one. It's just humongous, isn't it? Well, I better start pulling it off, Anna.